This AI system booked me 21 sales calls this week and made me almost $7,000 for my AI agency, Autoploy. And I know exactly what you're thinking. You clicked on this video because you want more leads, you want more customers, you want more clients, you want more AI clients for your businesses, for your AI agency. So I'm gonna show you exactly how I did it and exactly how you could do the same. And I'm not gonna give you any of that BS or fluff stuff that YouTube gurus give you on YouTube. But yeah, you're probably thinking, okay,
I'm another guy on YouTube, I'm about to sell you a course.
Well, it's funny you say that because I do sell a school community about all the stuff that I do and did to run my now 30K month AI agency, including all the ways that I bring in clients. So go check it out in the description. But I'm also going to be showing you the actual system inside this video. The AI system that runs on my computer that I built for myself that I use every single week to bring in so many sales calls. So grab your notebook, watch until the end because the second half of this video is the part that actually matters if you want more clients and more leads. Now this video is broken down into two parts, with content and without content. Now the first part of this video is gonna be showing you the system that I run right now, the one that produced those 21 sales calls. It's built on top of my YouTube channel. So if you have a channel or some kind of content channel, or you have an Instagram or personal brand, or you're thinking about starting one, this is gonna be your blueprint and what I would recommend if you're just starting out, or if you're already doing something similar to like this. But the second part of this video, and honestly, this is the half I'd watch if I was just starting out, it would be how I got clients when I had zero audience. I had no channel, I had no content, no email list, I had nothing. It was just me, a laptop, and an embarrassing amount of free time. I'm gonna give you the 3 strategies that actually produced me converted sales, and I'll tell you which one of those got me my first 3 clients. Okay, so here's the honest version of how my leads and sales comes in nowadays for my AI agency. Almost all of them come from YouTube or from referrals. Now, it's when somebody watches one of my videos, they see me building something, they think, I want that for my business. And then they click the link and book a call with me, and then that's it. That's literally the complete funnel. There's no cold outreach, there's no ad spend, there's no paid traffic. But here's where people get it wrong. They hear YouTube funnel and they think the hard part is the sales. It's not. The hard part is the volume, because the funnel only works if you're publishing consistently and getting some traction at least, right? And publishing consistently is how you get that traction, and it's where 95% of people quit, therefore they don't get the results they want. And it's not because they're lazy, but because the ideation and thinking process of making a YouTube video or Instagram reel, sitting down on a Sunday night, staring at a blank document, going, what videos or content should I even make this week, is soul crushing. That's the whole bottleneck. It's not the camera, it's not the editing, it's the blank page. So what do I do differently? I automated the blank page. So every week on Sunday morning, Claude goes out and does the ideation for me. It looks at what's actually working my niche right now, not what worked 2 years ago, but what's popping out this week or this month. It finds the outliers using vidIQ's connector, the videos that are doing 5, 10, 20 times what the channel normally does, because an outlier is a signal. It means the audience is hungry for that specific thing right now. Then it hands me a list, and my creative job for the week collapsed down to one decision. Which one of these videos do I want to make? But let me walk you through it properly. Step 1 is the research. Every week, my Claude setup pulls the data on my niche. It's looking at competitors, channels, trending videos, and outliers. And if you haven't grasped the idea and concept of what an outlier is, let me explain it one more time because it's actually really important. An outlier is a video that massively overperforms relative to the channel's baseline. If a channel usually does 5,000 and one video does 300,000, that's not a luck, right? It's a signal. It means there's real demand for that idea, that framing, that hook right now in the niche and in the industry. And the beautiful part of that is that the demand doesn't disappear after one video. If a content idea or topic is hot, it's hot for everybody in the niche that's covering it, not just the first person who found it. Goes and finds those outliers. It brings me back the videos, the view counts, the multipliers, the titles, the angles. It doesn't just dump a list of links on me, it tells me why each one worked, which leads me to step number 2, which is the ideation phase. From that research, Claude generates content ideas mapped to my channel and my offer that I'm offering. And it's not gonna be generic. It's not make a video about AI. It's specific angles, specific titles, specific hooks. Cut off the things that are probably working in my exact niche this week. Then step number 3, and this is the one that saves me the most time. It's probably the most obvious as well. It writes the script for me based off the video ideas that I decide to do. It writes me the full script, hook, intro, body, CTA, outro, and because Claude is connected to my Obsidian second brain, it already knows how I usually write my scripts, which means I don't have to do too much back and forth with the script writing. And I want to be really clear here because I don't want to oversell it. I still edit these, right? I read every script and I change some things, but I'm just editing. I'm not creating anything. And the difference between editing and creating in terms of how much energy and time it takes is enormous. I mean, nowadays, editing a script takes me like 5 minutes for me because Claude understands so well based on the videos I made before on how I like to, get my scripts done. In step number 4, I literally just record the video. And then step number 5, I send the raw footage to my editor. He does a thing, it goes up on YouTube. And then now for everybody who says, why don't you use AI to edit your videos?
Believe me, I have tried all the different softwares. I've tried so many Claude plugins.
The reason is that AI is just not at that level yet where it can do those things for you. Might be able to do simple editing, but for my type of videos, it needs motion graphics and it's a lot of different things. So it's something where you still need an editor for. I've done a lot of talking. Let me tell you why this turns into money, because a lot of people build content systems and they never see a single dollar. The reason this works is that some of my videos gets thousands, if not tens of thousands of views. And when you're making content about AI systems for businesses, a meaningful chunk of the people watching are probably business owners who are watching you build the exact thing they need and thinking, I don't want to do this myself. I just want to pay someone to do it for me and just don't have the time to do it for myself. I mean, that's the whole trick. I'm not selling my videos, I'm just demonstrating. And demonstration is 1,000 times more persuasive than when you're selling an offer, because the viewer arrives at the conclusion themselves. By the time they click the link in the description, they've already sold themselves. Which, by the way, is why the close rate for me is much higher than anything I've ever got from doing cold outreach. 21 sales calls this week is what happens when the content engine has been running long enough to compound. Videos that I posted 1-2 months ago are still bringing people in. That's the part nobody has patience for and exactly why it works. So everything I just described does require a YouTube channel or a personal brand, or if you have an Instagram brand or whatever, right? And I know that if you're watching this and if you have 0 subscribers, 0 followers, and you just don't want to put your face out there, then that whole first section might have felt slightly useless. But still good to know, right? But yeah, I know what you're thinking, yeah. Great, I just need to have a YouTube, Instagram audience or a YouTube channel with thousands of subscribers. That's a fair judgment. So let me rewind back in time, because I didn't start here. I started as a complete nobody. I didn't have any audience. I definitely didn't have thousands of subscribers and followers. I had no case studies, I had no testimonials, I had no portfolio, I had no demo work to show on to clients on sales calls, and I still got clients back then. So I'm gonna tell you how I did it, and I'm gonna give you the strategies that actually produced money and converted sales leads for me. There are about 15 other things that I've tried that have produced absolutely nothing and terrible leads, and I'm not gonna waste your time on any of those. So let me tell you the 3 strategies that I used back then to get my first few clients. Let's go. The number 1 on the list is Reddit. And I wanna say this up front because this one is genuinely and so stupidly effective. A lot of the people that I've watched and coached that have built 5, 10, 15, 20K month AI agencies from ground zero, Reddit was actually their first channel on getting clients. It's criminally underrated and the strategy is embarrassingly simple. But there are a few rules, because if you go about it wrong, you'll get banned in about 4 hours and then blame me in the comment section for wasting your time. Reddit works because it's one of the only places on the internet where people publicly, in writing, describe their business problems in detail. Somebody posts saying, I'm drowning in customer emails and I can't afford a VA. That is a qualified lead announcing for itself. They've told you the problem, they've told you the constraint, they've told you they're actively thinking about finding a solution to solve this problem for themselves. Well, here's a setup. You create 2 Reddit accounts, and I'll make one of them probably a personal brand account with your actual name, with your actual face, because that one actually becomes an asset later on, and it's better when you're thinking long term. The other one can be completely anonymous, right? And then after you build those accounts, you build karma. You need at least 10 karma before anything works, and you get it by commenting on these communities that are actually relevant to you. The 4 I'd start with are entrepreneur ride-along, SaaS, and small businesses. Those are where the business owners usually are. And notice that on the list, I didn't mention the subreddits, AI agents, and all the builder subs, right? Those are competitors. You want to be in a room with people who need what you do. Then after you join those subreddits, you just be a normal member for a week or 2, comment, answer things properly for free in enough detail that they could theoretically go do it themselves. It's helpful stuff, but not too much, because if you're brand new and posting like 20, 50, 30 times a day, you're definitely gonna get flagged and probably banned from Reddit. Now here's the part I would want and suggest you to actually write down. Because once you're established, there's a method to get you around the single biggest problem on Reddit. Now the problem is that when you post on the subreddits, entrepreneur or entrepreneur ride along, if your post is even slightly too salesy, the mods or the automatic mods will probably take it down, and repeated takedowns get your account banned, which is brutal because you just spent 2 weeks building that account and then you got to build another one, which takes another 2 weeks. So how do you get around it? Easy. You post directly to your own profile. Nobody can take that down except you, right? Not a mod, not a bot, nobody. It's your profile. And because nobody can take it down, you get to be completely direct in a way you could never in a subreddit. So the format is what you are selling, who you are selling to, and a call to action. And something extremely important to mention is that on that call to action, I made a mistake early on that I would want you to avoid. I said DM me as the CTA, but do not say DM me, say comment down below, because getting people to comment is always better for two obvious reasons. One, comments boost the post engagement, so more people will see it. And two, when somebody lands on that post and sees 40 people in the comments asking to get in on this, that's FOMO, fear of missing out. Now, number 2 on the list is cold DM and cold email. Everybody hates this one and everybody does it wrong. So let me be specific. On the email side, when you're starting out, the stack I'd probably want to use is AirScale, Apollo, and Instantly. You want 2 to 3 email addresses warmed up before you send anything. Because if you blast from a cold DM, you're gonna go straight to the spam folder and you've probably burned your efforts, time, and maybe even some money. Once you have some warm emails, you're sending around maybe 100 a day, maybe slightly less. And honestly, more is better, right? 200, 300, 1,000 a day is where the real numbers are. But 1,000 a day gets expensive fast. So start where you can afford and scale from there. Because the truth about cold emailing is that it's a volume game. Alex Hormozi said it himself. Volume negates luck.
The biggest lesson that I've learned in my life, which is that volume negates luck.
And it's completely true here. You are not going to out-clever the math. You send more, you get more results, you get more responses. And this is where people get it wrong most of the times, volume without being specific is just noise. The reason your cold emails don't get replies isn't that cold email is dead, is that you sent 500 identical messages that said, I help businesses leverage AI to scale. That means nothing. Nobody has ever read that sentence and felt anything or is even gonna pique their interest on buying your services or being intrigued by your services. So your email template should never be like a direct sales message. It should be an observation that opens the door. Something like, hey, I noticed I couldn't call you guys after 6 p.m. Is that because your receptionist has gone off work? And then you could suggest an AI voice agent or a voice AI agent system. Look at what that does. It's being specific to them. It names a real gap they already know about. It ends in a question, not a calendar link. People answer questions. People do not accept meeting invites from strangers, right? So you gotta pique their interest first, and then you can start to reel them in on whatever you're trying to sell them. Now on the DM side, I'd suggest going on LinkedIn or Facebook. Now LinkedIn has worked out for me. The play is simple. Connect with a lot of people in your niche or the niche you're trying to target, and then DM the ones who accept it. Volume again, but the connection request does the warming for you. And I would suggest having a very professional looking LinkedIn page, right? And Facebook is the one people sleeps on a lot, right? You find Facebook groups specific to the niche you're targeting, and then you join them, and a really good looking, established looking profile matters enormously here. Way more than any other platform, because people in those groups can smell a fresh account instantly. Once you're in, you're helpful every day. Once you're in a Facebook group, you're helpful every day. And then the move is to post inside the group and ask the question rather than making an offer. Something like, has anybody actually managed to automate this XYZ or something? And after you make that post, you literally just go under the bottom and you say, PS, I figured it out. And what happens is that people are gonna DM you saying, hey, how did you do this at the end of the day? How did you figure it out? And then now you're gonna be in conversations with people who have self-identified to you as having a problem that you can fix with your AI services. Now, number 3 on the list, and this is the one that actually got me my first ever client, it's Upwork. And here's why that worked when nothing else did when I was just starting out. On Reddit and in cold email, you have to convince someone they have a problem. That's it worth solving. That's it worth paying for it. And that you're the person to do all these things to help them. There's 4 separate arguments, but on Upwork, they already posted the job. It's people who are looking and have a budget and have decided to hire someone to do something for them. And every single one of those arguments is already won before you say a word. The only thing left, is it you or is it the other guy? And that's a dramatically easier fight to win. And when you have 0 audience, 0 case studies, 0 testimonials, you want the easiest possible fight. So practically, you create a really good looking profile and you position yourself as an expert. That's it. That's the whole setup, because the people on Upwork are, as I said before, actively looking for someone who knows how to do what they want. The doors kind of open up for themselves. And a few things that makes the difference. Be fast, because the job post gets flooded and the people who apply in the first hour get read. And don't send proposals. Send what you can do as a solution, right? Dream outcome. Same what Alex Hormozi said is in his books. show the dream outcome and show that you have a high perceived likeliness of doing whatever they're asking or whatever they want you to do. So for instance, everybody else is gonna write, "Hi, I have 5 years of experience and I'd love to learn more about your project." That's complete noise, and people are gonna detect it immediately as someone who's not professional. Instead, tell them how you actually solve it in what they're proposing in 2 to 3 sentences. You want them reading it thinking, "Oh, this person already understands my problem. They understand what I want." You get a real opportunity. But I wanna be honest about the downside because it's real. Upwork is a really big grind. You have to put in a lot of time and a lot of effort to get any results out of it. You're applying to a lot of jobs, you're writing a lot of proposals, you're constantly trying to make yourself stand out against a wall of other people doing the exact same thing. It is not easy and it is not fast. Now, one more thing I want to mention, and I want to be honest about this because I think this is where a lot of people waste too much time on. It's helpful, but I still think, it's a bit too hyped and a bit too overrated, and it's your personal network. Now, everybody and all the YouTube gurus tell you to start with your personal network. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your old coworkers, and look, it's not a bad advice. Your personal network can open some doors. I've gotten some leads that way as well. I've gotten some introductions, I've gotten into some conversations, I've had meetings that I felt were promising, but I'll be straight with you. I have actually never closed a single client from my personal network, not even one. There was a lot of talks, right? There's a lot of, "Oh, that's interesting. Let me connect you with someone." But at the end of the day, I had 0 signed deals. But by no means, right, still do it. You never know. Tell people what you do, it costs nothing, but do not build your plan around it. And do not sit there for 2 months relying or counting on your cousin friend to come through. Treat it as kind of like a bonus thing, not a strategy. And don't be afraid. The underdog is doing something that you're gonna have to feel embarrassed about it. You don't need to be scared. You're gonna feel embarrassed to promote something about yourself, right? Forget about it. It doesn't matter. But look, if you have an audience or you're already building one or in the process of building one, I would really suggest the play is the content engine. Automate the ideating, automate the scripting, get your personal time per video done to under an hour. For a YouTube video I'm talking about, for like 15 to 20 minutes. And publish relentlessly, be consistent about it. The compounding is what fills the calendar. 21 sales calls in a week isn't a hack. It's 4 months of consistent output finally paying off at the same time. If you're starting from 0, the play is a little bit different, right? You go where the intent already exists. Upwork and freelance platforms are probably the fastest path to your first paying clients and your first few reviews. Reddit for your medium term. Still, I would suggest if you're starting out, go for it. It can be a channel, and has been a channel for getting your first few clients where you build reputation by being genuinely useful in public. Cold outreach as the volume lever, but be specific, be research, and have a follow-up as well, because you do get a lot of leads when you follow up 2 to 3 times. And treat your personal network as a bonus, not the plan. If you want the client strategies and methods that I didn't mention in this video and that has allowed me to scale to a 30K month AI agency, and the scale scripts that I have used on the sales calls that I've been on, they are in my school community, link in the description. If this was useful, hit like. It generally helps the channel a lot. Subscribe if you want more of this. I post content, not that consistent nowadays, but every few days I do post a piece of content that's gonna be helpful to you. That's it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.